This is April 6th, 2021. David here. This is really a video. I'm making this a little bit anticipatory. For me to say this is classically non-scientific in how I'm approaching this, given the old way is experiment, observe, and then conclude. This way it seems conclusion, we don't know, obvious weird things have happened. I say we with respect to eventually everybody's going to see this stuff. So I'm aware that given the nature of my channel at this given time has been me just talking away into a recorder, I get that that's not exactly riveting. I get that it's not exactly something that drives you to the screen. That's fine. This is the first time I think science has ever really shown me backwards how things are going to go. And what I wanted to talk about was the logic of the heart. That feeling, that gut feeling, that instinctual or intuitive feeling where you're like, man, I don't know, that feels weird. That feels weird, something like that. In other words, in science, you might have some conclusions that don't ring true to you. And we'd have that happen a few times in the past with a lot of scientific, even formula. And I came to realize, for instance, talking about something not being able to get pushed to the speed of light unless you had infinite power. That's not true. That's a lie. That is a farce. What we did is forgot to enter time into the equation. So, for instance, taking an object and pushing it barely each time, or just like that, where you're constantly accelerating at about that rate, eventually the item pushes through the constant. Eventually. I mean, when you factor in time into that equation, suddenly you realize it doesn't require infinite power. That's one of the things that sat with me. It comes down to this. If you still don't believe that, then you can look at an empty space where there's nothing but just that object. Now, if you travel it to the speed of light, how do you know it's going to the speed of light? If there's nothing relative to it. So I came to realize it doesn't matter how fast you're going, the lights are still going to keep up with the ship. It's got to be a starship, of course. So, I mean, something that's moving that fast, it's not going to be that the light, you know what I mean? Like, you turn a light on, it's going to stay with you. The shine's going to go the speed you go. Let's say if you're going 310,000 kilometers per second, so you're traveling that fast, you turn the light on, the light's going to leave from you at the speed of light. Because light, it's almost like an optical illusion, and yet then I can't say illusion because it is actually very elucidating. So we've got things to take a look at. Stop limiting science. That's what I can say. Don't get to a part where you think, oh, well, you're going to find subset values are the way they are. There will come a time where we'll be able to change them. Until that comes, just follow your heart. That's really all I needed to say. Alright, peace out.